Exactly.
sellers.
And you were a buyer before, so I would love to hear, because I love the experience of having, both sides of the table. In a prior role that I had, I was on one side of the table, then I moved to the other, and it was tremendously helpful just to understand the big picture and the holistic view of how we can help each other. So, if you've been on the buyer side and now you're helping sellers, what's one thing that, buyers could tell sellers to stop doing today that they just constantly do, and that they, whether it's selling to them, selling features and benefits, like what's an approach that as a buyer you would like sellers to do something differently, stop doing?
Yeah, I was shocked when I was a buyer, It's hard to buy. It's really hard to buy. Although I came from, being trained as a seller how to sell, but then after 18 years, I went on the other side and I thought, oh, it's so easy to be buyer, I already somehow know what I need to buy, so I will just choose the best option and, they will
Mm-hmm.
present me, they will find my needs, they will connect everything and of course we have the procurement, everything is set, so yeah, it's simple, yeah, and I know what decision making process is in the company and so on and so forth. But in reality, it's far from that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the first thing was that I was shocked about the sellers, of course, because I think I know how to sell, at least I thought before. And when they come to me, they was like really presenting features and functions, and they were presenting me like I know everything. I don't. I have to fire,
Mm-hmm.
hire, discuss with my boss. I have so many other things on my plate, and they have like, I don't know, 15 minutes with me or 1 hour with me, and they think I really know everything. So these assumptions are really bad. So they go straight to features and functions, and they gave me every time they gave me generic pitch. So yeah, it is like generic to say that, but when you come to, I don't know, I was in publishing and retail, and they come and present me how insurance works. It's the same HR solution or the same logistics solutions or whatever, but it works differently. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
take time, ask questions, attach them to your solution, make case for me. Yeah, that's one thing. It's really features and functions. Then the other thing, when I was a buyer and surprised me, and I had a role to make decision. Yeah, so it's not so easy, because as you know, and I heard and I read your LinkedIn and everything. So there are between 11 and 16 decision makers. It's not one with the budget or the one above. There is really going internal politics around who will take the budget, which project will be priority, how we should make it happen, and also if I have this project, what's the next project that I will. So how these projects connect with each other, of course, and then the procurement and compliance and everything, but also from internal politics, it's hard work. You cannot just say, okay, I will decide that, and people below you or people reporting to you will just say yes. They work there
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, they have their experience, they will work with that tech. So you better listen to them to certain extent, or find consensus. We know this about consensus buying, and this is what sellers also need to consider. It's not, in my case, this IT guy and then the procurement maybe, but the consensus, because people now will not make decisions because we fear of, failure or messing up or whatever. And this is
Mm-hmm.
really becoming strong in traditional. You asked me before about enterprise companies. This is strong factor. So this consensus buying. And in case of sellers, do your stakeholder mapping, understand who are champions. This is not just theory, the mapping and the stakeholder mapping and those stuff. This is real. And this was also a shock for me, or at least eye-opening, how this works in reality from the other side. So when I work with sellers right now, let's do the stakeholder mapping. Let's understand fears, hopes, desires of each persona there, the little one, the middle one, the whatever, yeah, how they interact, who are blockers, who are mobilizers. Again, I'm going into the customer challenger theory, but it's so real, You have to name them somehow. And this, let's
Exactly.
say, also the stuff that I would recommend to sellers. Yeah, do your homework. It's not one decision maker that you will find out and the magic will happen.
No, there is no magic wand.